Okay, going to show you this last little tutorial here. This is amazing. This is actually a picture of my great grandma and grandpa. And my mom had it cut out in the scrapbook, and so I wanted to fix this for her because this is the only picture that she has of those people. So first thing we're going to do, obviously, in our layers palette is we're going to make a copy of the background layer by dragging it into the new layer icon up there. And I'm just going to double click in this and I'm just going to say fix it. So the first thing that you notice is the crop is all wrong. And so you have already learned how to use the crop tool. So if we click on the crop tool like that, I can set a unconstrained proportions thing and I can just crop down to where I want this picture to be. So I'm going to kind of move this down like this. It's unconstrained. I'm going to be able to fix that little corner there. But that's pretty much a pretty good size. You could also constrain the proportions to a specific size that you want. And once you're done, hit return and then use your, just click on any tool to get rid of that. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is let's go ahead and fix this rip and this little corner here. So for the corner, what we could do is use our stamper tool, which we've used before. Now, the best thing to do with the stamper tool is always remember to use a feather brush and to make it as big as you can without compromising what it'll stamp. So I've got it about this size. I'm going to hold down the Option key and I'm going to click once to take a picture of it. And then I'm going to move over here and I'm just going to, I see a little couple things like this, and I'm just going to move over here and just take and get rid of this. You might have to stamp a few times. I'm going to hold down Option and restamp and then just fill in those cracks there. So again, you've learned how to use these healing brushes and stamp tools and everything. So you can pick what you want, but this is kind of what I'm using. Over here, this little rip down here, I used to use the stamper tool and now I use the spot healing brush. And basically, I'm just going to make it a little bit wider like that. And I'm just going to, nice and slow, don't do it too much. And I'm just going to kind of go here and magically it's repairing those different little scratches and things. So I'm just kind of moving it down. Now, sometimes you'll see something like this, make it a little bit smaller. And if this doesn't work, we can always use the stamper tool. So that's kind of a little messed up there. I'm just going to try and get as much as I can here on his jacket. I'm just going to move up like that, and kind of mess that up a little bit. But then let's try the stamper tool. Get the stamper tool again, make the stamper a little bit bigger, hold down the Option key, and then just kind of, just kind of fill in there. That healing brush would also be able to get the little specks off of their hair, and you can kind of practice with that healing brush like that. Kind of move it around, and the healing brush just kind of finds the environment there, and you can get rid of those specks. Now, the other thing about this picture is actually yellowed, and while we like this, we don't have any control over that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Image. I'm sorry, you can't see it on the screen. Image, Adjust, and I'm going to desaturate. And now you have this black and white photo. So from here, you can go up to Image, Adjust, and you can do levels. And as you see these levels, again, you can bring it in to make it darker, lighter, bring it up, have a nice contrast there, play a little with the grays. And then one of the last things that you can do is you could go and add your own coloring. And so I'm going to grab over here, I'll bring it in. It's the adjustments layer. We haven't talked, or adjustments panel, we haven't talked about it much, but I wanted to show you that. And one of these, if you move your mouse over this, you'll see this one that looks like the scales, and it's called Create a New Color Balance Adjustment Layer. If you click on it, bring the properties over here so you can see, you can actually add an adjustment layer that you can mix color on top of that and do your own adjustment colors on this. So you can make it very sepia, not very much. You can do midtones, highlights, and so forth here. And then what's neat about this is it creates a color balance adjustment layer that if you don't like it, you can just turn it off or you can just throw it away. So once you have this, this was what the original looked like. This is what your final picture looks like. And now you could present it. If you also, there's also something called filter. If you go to the top, sharpen, unsharp mask, and oops, sorry, have to be on the right layer here. Go to the fix it layer there. Filter, sharpen, unsharp mask. And what you can do is you can add some sharpening if you like. And the sharpening just kind of brings out a little bit of lines. I just want you to see that if you had a very blurry picture, you could actually find the edges there with the radius. Looks very grainy. I kind of like it the way it was. But you also have that feature too. Okay? So there you have it. You can fix and repair rip photos and make those old-time photos look wonderful and new again. There you go.